Hello, this is Douglas Darian Walker, and I am joined by my brother Rob. And we both wrote this sketch, and we are very proud of it, especially because it's the first sketch we've done that actually looks like a real sketch. It doesn't look like, a couple of guys just grabbed a camera and did something. It actually looks like a news program.
Wow, you actually look like a real news anchor.
Yes, that's right. It doesn't look like a couple of schmucks with an HD camera.
I can see your shadow, though.
Yeah, well, that's not a real city. In fact, I think you designed that city, that Gotham City there.
Yeah, actually we got into a small argument because Doug's original backdrop was just a picture of Chicago. Actually, it was.
Actually, it still is a picture of Chicago.
Yeah, but I was just saying it doesn't look like Gotham City. He's like, "What are you talking about, you idiot? Chicago is Gotham City." I said, "Yeah, but they dirtied it up and did all sorts of things." So I sort of added a few little touches here and there, and you can barely see it, but one of the buildings in the background also says Wayne on it.
Yeah, it's actually very well put together. Now, we should say how we came up with this. We both saw The Dark Knight, and I guess like everyone else, we were really, blown away by it. And we really like the Joker, and we're trying to think of something we can do with the Joker, but the only problem is that we're both too vain to shave our beards, so unless we wanted to go the Cesar Romero route, we couldn't really just put makeup over it.
That isn't going to work.
So I just had this idea, it was just an image of the Joker on the phone talking to a reporter, and that's it. I had nothing else. And at first, I think the original idea was to talk about, is the Joker more, do villains get more publicity than heroes? And the Joker was there to talk about it. But then it got kind of weird, because it's I think it brought up that he was being nominated for an Oscar and stuff, and then it's well, wait, does the Joker know who Heath Ledger is and
the whole thing kind of lacks some focus. So.
Yeah, so we decided to make it a real issue, about violence in the media. And, which of course I think the Joker could talk about. And then I think I was telling you this idea, and then you had this idea that Batman calls in, and we just started improvising, what they say, what they would do, and...
We just basically kept riffing off each other until finally it got down to the whole purple M&M's bit, and then we just broke down laughing.
Yeah, this is a sketch.
Yeah, we needed to write it down.
Just as soon as you hear Batman say, "You're not getting your purple M&M's, Joker," it's like that, I just died.
Yeah, and it was, it's just this whole sibling rivalry thing. It was just our attempts to one-up each other's lines. So, he would have a line about, if he has his own bit on the show, I want my trailer, and then, I said, you're not getting a trailer, and then, we kept adding things on top of each other until finally, I think at some point I said... and I want some purple M&Ms and nothing but purple M&Ms, and then Batman says, "You're not getting your purple M&Ms, Joker."
I think sibling rivalry actually is a very good way to create good writing, because you're constantly trying to one-up each other, and that way you constantly keep getting funnier lines. So it's actually, I think we actually do work pretty well whenever we try to write.
And the funny thing is, it just sort of ends up in the sketch. I mean, the whole "you suck" bit. We just do that.
Yeah, we just do that naturally.
There is no writing there. It's just, I think at some point we just got into an argument and we always just say, "You suck, no, you suck, no, you suck." So
if it's immature for us, it's immature for Batman and the Joker, which means it works. I love the idea. Here's these two epic characters, just resorting to, being children, just yelling "you suck" at each other.
It sort of just completely demystifies the mythos.
And the little scrolling at the bottom, who did that? Who wrote that?
I have no idea, but whoever they are, they're a genius.
Yeah. Rob obviously wrote that.
Yeah, and it was kind of hell because it scrolled okay, but then we had to fit in because a lot of the jokes match up with what's going on. And it was a pain in the ass to match those up. It took us a whole night.
It was Bargo. It took 8 hours, and I kept yelling at our producer Bargo, who's trying to show us how to do this, because he's like, "We have to break this up into a million itty bitty pieces," and I was just like, "Bargo, there has to be an easier way to do this," and he insisted there wasn't, and we took 8 hours doing this all day, and the next morning I come in and Doug's like, "Guess what, Rob?" And I'm like, "Let me guess, there was an easier way to do it." He's like, "Yes."
Took like 5 seconds. Took like 5 seconds. Now Bargo, for those who don't know, he's also the Harvard teacher in this.
Morales Raja.
Which could be a very racist name. We don't know. He seemed to be okay with it, so that's always our excuse.
This thing, I just was just like, well, he's the moral center of the show, so I'll call him Morales, which is a Spanish name. A Spanish last name, I'm pretty sure,
right?
but then he's Indian, so I just went Raja. So it's the stupidest name I've ever.
I didn't know that's how you came up with it.
Yeah.
Well, I'll tell you the funny thing, too, is that every time we use Bargo, we've kind of come to the conclusion he's kind of like Christopher Walken, and that he's not like a phenomenal actor or anything, but he's very entertaining to watch, and he gives us the greatest bloopers. His bloopers are just hilarious.
Mostly because he doesn't memorize any of his lines.
No, when he comes in, he has no idea what he's gonna say, which just makes it all the more funny. And I don't know if anyone else laughs at him whenever they watch our stuff. I mean, I just crack up every time he's on screen. I think
he has a tendency to go totally William Shatner on us too, which is pretty funny.
And just so you know, people are wondering, we are going to do more Laurie Prince if one isn't out actually by the time you hear this commentary, and there'll definitely be more Joker and Batman impressions done poorly by us.
Yeah. Well, the interesting thing about this sketch is it's its own thing, but I think what we had in mind was something along the lines of a big SNL sketch, a big Daily Show sort of sketch. I mean, I think in some ways this is based on, there was an old sketch on SNL about court TV.
There's a Ghostbuster line. We're going to have that be a running joke. There's always going to be a Ghostbuster line in every Laurie sketch.
This is true. We were pressed for something to say and we couldn't think of anything. So, but I think a lot of it is based on an old court TV sketch where they were interviewing Scooby-Doo, and we just like the idea of interviewing cartoons.
Yeah, it's true. It is kind of like that. Just these fictional characters. So, that's about it. Hope you enjoyed. Bye-bye.
Bye.